This is a Riddick video for Soul Leader episode 14, 15, and 16. Links in the description below to go watch my reaction to it, and then come back here to see my full thoughts, ideas, and theories about my thoughts and everything about what happened in these episodes, and so on and so forth. So click away now, or be spoiled as to what happened in these episodes. Okay, so, we had a cool little moment with Death the Kid, his like little solo mission. Plus, we had a little kind of bonus one-off episode with episode 14 about the exams and how those went off. Without a hitch, basically. Well, all but Maka, I think, all went off without a hitch. Maka got first place, and then everybody else, they never said, but I'm sure they just had like mediocre scores. Blackstar probably got the lowest grade out of everybody. Soul, not sure. Maybe he did not worst. Maybe like decent. I don't know, but probably not decent at all. But it was cool seeing the episode with that, because it was kind of like a just like a one-off episode, right? Like they could have put that episode in any part of the actual show and it would have worked fine. Like it was one of those kind of plot that like it wasn't. It's not mandatory. So it's more so timeline based. So like however many months or whatever quarter of school year they are in the academy, that's when this episode airs, kind of thing. I know that much, but like what actually happened in the episode, it's not plot heavy at all. It's just kind of showing, if anything, the characters what I'm trying to say. It's showing their study habits, that kind of thing, and what they would do under pressure and that kind of thing. Like we saw Blackstar. He was trying his hardest. Every time he got it wrong, he went to go punish himself by doing like a workout routine or whatever. And it keep going higher and higher and higher, kind of thing, to the point where he, or I should say, not he, but Tsubaki. It seemed like tied him up so that way he wouldn't work out anymore while he fails. So he got out of those binds while Tsubaki was in the bathtub, and he went off to go cheat, basically, to go to Stein's place to look at the documents to see what the answers were and cheat that way. But he got caught, beat up for it, and hung up in class, basically. To dry, basically, like it's like his shirt was all like up here, basically, with like a big thing inside of it, kind of thing, just holding him up. But then Soul had his own way of dealing with the whole exam, and he had notes all up and down his like inside his body, kind of written underneath his bandana. A little kind of like tape measure looking thing on his and under his sleeve, and apparently like all down his like in the inside of all his clothing, it had like all the notes. Like no, I don't think there were notes. I think it was genuinely the book, basically, that they're trying to quiz about. Like I think he just wrote down everything in the book, and then like he's just like taking the answers from the book directly, kind of thing. But he got caught very quickly, and tried to cheat off of Kid, who was still stuck on his name. He was literally stuck writing his name, trying to make sure it was perfect, in every way. It's funny because his name is not symmetrical, yet he spent a lot of time making sure it was perfect, which is hilarious. So it was fun to see that, and then him trying to erase his mistakes and everything, and then ripping the paper and just flipping out. He passed out, basically, after from it. Like, that was so funny. And then Liz and Patty, we saw Liz attempting to take the test like pretty seriously, but decided to take it upon herself to pluck one hair off the guy's head for whatever reason. I don't know. She was fixated on the hair. And then Patty, the entire time, was over her exam, in crayon, drawing on it and everything, and then like making like an origami um, giraffe thing, whatever that she built, which is very it looked good, and then she was like just screwing around with it at the very end, like trying to break its neck and that kind of thing. Like it was funny, and then Maka, of course, being the serious one, doing all of it, got first place, all that kind of stuff, the highest grade. Um, who else did I miss? I like the bit with Blackstar writing in blood. Like he's like writing down like something in blood, and Soul's like he's giving me answers. Like oh, he's like he's giving me like his one last hope kind of thing. And he's like Blackstar. He's like like that was funny. Um, oh gosh, there's a lot of funny bits. It was really cool to see how they all studied as well, because like we saw Maka actually reading the book and like flipping through it and everything like that. We saw Soul in a way, it looked like he was studying, but in reality, he was probably like just writing it on his clothes basically, and then like he was gonna use that in the exam, like we saw. And then Liz and Patty. Liz was too busy with uh, personal styles, basically like plucking your eyebrows to make it even kind of thing. And then Kid got involved with that, and then he was drawing a thing for 3 days. And so Liz started doing her nails because her nails weren't done or like that. And Patty just passed out the entire time, like 3 days of studying. She was passed out the entire time, which is hilarious. We never got to see too much of Tsubaki, but Tsubaki was pretty good. I would say she was pretty even on like the mid to maybe higher tier of knowledge and everything. I'm sure she's up there and like above average kind of intelligence in terms of the actual exam and everything. Maybe even higher. I'm probably underestimating her. She's probably like up there. But from what we saw, she was trying to teach Blackstar, trying to teach him, but he wasn't having any of it. So it was really funny to see that. It was a fun episode. I mean, like I said, it could have been on like any episode. Like it was one of those ones where like you just kind of throw it in and be like, "Yep, there it is." Kind of like there was no like many plot devices in the actual episode. Like of course the Stein in there, Liz and Patty and Kid and trying to think of any other characters that might need to be in the actual episode. Yeah, I mean, other than that, like they could have shown this like way later in the season, or they could have shown it right after we found uh um Stein like actually in the school and everything, and like teaching class and everything. So it was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. But the cool 2 episodes that we saw with Death the Kid and Liz and Patty's adventure, basically, with the Nidhogg ship and everything. That was cool. We got to see them trying to explore this haunted ship, basically, as it was like eating villages. And this kind of really cryptic, hardcore message that he gave at the very end, basically saying there's a Kishin near you. I thought it like meant fit like literally like next to him right at that very second there was a Kishin next to him, but I guess it was more so rhetorical kind of thing, like in the academy there's somebody near you kind of thing, like hinting at the fact that there's somebody nearby who's an enemy, more so than just Medusa. Medusa is not a Kishin, she's a witch, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who the Kishin is, for sure, because we're not sure ourselves. We only know about Medusa, and we know that she's a witch. So I wonder if it's a student who's slowly becoming a Kishin, and no one's discovered it yet. Or I wonder if it's our weapon that's been doing it, or are they referring to Soul with the black blood and everything in him, him becoming a Kishin kind of thing. I'm not sure if it immediately makes him a Kishin or not, with the black blood like turning Soul into one. I'm not sure if that actually makes him a Kishin or not, or just like an experiment kind of thing, like basically what Ragnarok is. Because Ragnarok is not a Kishin; he's more so just a Meister and a weapon, basically, like student and weapon combination. So they're not a Kishin yet, I don't think, right? Like, has it been confirmed if they are legitly a Kishin? Because I'm not sure. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who it is. Off top of my head, I can't really think of who it might be. I feel like it's got to be someone close. Like it's someone that we've seen already. Like I don't think it could be a teacher. I don't know. I don't think it's Stein. I mean, it could be Stein. Could be Stein. Yeah, I could definitely see it being Stein. I can't think of any other students we've seen that could be a Kishin. Um, because we don't know any other kids besides the main three groups. You know, with Maka and Soul, Blackstar, Sabaki, Liz, Patty, and Death the Kids. So we don't know too much beyond them. We hear voices here and there and like random kind of silhouette kids in the background, but we never really see them like fully drawn. So they could just bring about like a random kid and be like, "Yep, that's the Kishin," kind of thing. Like they're not even explain it, kind of thing. Or we'll see it one episode, the next episode's revealed. Yep, they were the Kishin, kind of thing. So I'm not sure. But it was a cool fight with the kid and everything, fighting the ship, and then turning out at the fight with Ragnarok. Um, it seems like he has grown immensely thanks to all the souls that he ate from the ship. Um, and he ended up splitting the ship in half, which we thought killed Nidhogg and the guy, but turns out the guy can live again, just keep on rowing, basically. With he had like a little tiny version of his boat, with like his body with like his head chopped off at like this angle, like just straight down, and then down the middle on the upper half that was like kind of split, so like the two halves of the front, the top, and then like everything from here down, or I think it was like here down from the mouth, the jaw, whatever, down. So we might see them again. It feels like they could go either way. I feel like we can see them again, the villain guy, Nidhogg, and the boat, or we won't. It's like I can definitely see them never bringing that character again, but I can also see them kind of bringing them back for like one more episode, kind of thing, just to in a way show them off in a battle, like kill them off again, or whatever. Some other Meister kills them, or one of the kids find him again, kill him, or whatever. Um, so yeah, ultimately, I'm still thinking about who this kind of hidden Kishin is, um, and everything about that, and why Death is stuck in the academy. Um, it seems like there might be something more to this whole thing that we haven't seen yet. Death seems. I mean, overall, since the very beginning, I've realized that Death is very like happy-go-lucky kind of personality. So it's it's interesting to see that of all things, because Death is supposed to be this gatekeeper, and like bring the souls from the living to the underworld, basically. And like the Death does that, he just carries the souls, just keeps transferring souls, kind of thing. So that's like my interpretation of Death, and Death in this case is like the Kishin gateway. Like he makes sure Kishin eggs don't get out of hand, destroy them, and keep the living souls at bay and not out of whack and eaten and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like his role. But it's interesting that he can't leave the actual academy, because we've seen him in that room where Kid was talking to him, the kind of circle room with the spikes of the cross things in the ground, with like the walkway of like choppers. Crap, what they call choppers? It's not choppers. Crap, I can't think of it. I can't think of it. They're freaking little like what are they called? Like the beheading things. That's gonna bug me to death. Um, you know what I'm talking about. That room, we've seen Death in there, but also we've seen him in this kind of like mirror mode, or mirror realm, or whatever, like within the mirror. Um, so I'm not sure if that is within the castle, and that's just he's just in the mirror, in his own little room, whatever, or if that is just like another part of the academy that no one's has ever been into, like almost like his personal bedroom or something like that, like he did kind of tap into every once in a while, talk to him. Not sure. I would think that room that they were in, would be like his personal room. So I'm not sure exactly why sometimes they go to that room to then open a communication with him through the mirror, just talk to him. Like I'm wondering, like in that instance, where is he in the world? Like is he in the academy but somewhere else, or is he found a way to move like almost like into the mirror so that way he can kind of be in the kind of mirror world or whatever, and talk to the kids that way. Um, or is can he move out of the castle and he actually goes on missions too, or he has somewhere he goes kind of thing and he can talk freely there. Not sure. It'll be interesting to find out all of that. Hopefully next episode we get some new information about Death and uh, why he has such a big aura, um, and like what the Keishan is. Oh god, my camera froze. There we go. What the Keishan is, who the Keishan is, I should say. So yeah, I think it's gonna be it for this episode, or this redirect. So yeah, next week I'm not sure how many episodes we're gonna actually watch, but expect at least 3 or 4. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next reaction. Take care, buddy.